So tell us someone a little bit more about your music before we sign off here.
Well, I just love DJing. You know, I'm not like all these other DJs out there. A lot of DJs front. They can't mix. They can't do anything. Can't rock a crowd. They all use all the digital music. And all of a sudden they're a DJ, you know. So for me, I come from the traditional DJ where you have to have skills to get on. You know. Roll with my whole crew. Shout out Digital Confusion Crew, NYC. You know, that's kind of how we met, actually. Doing Methods. Shout out to Methods.
Yeah, this is we met because of Howie. You guys all know Howie, the hand, the guy who farts, whatever, all of it now, whatever you want to call him. My normal co-host who is out for the evening. And I met Howie at work down in LA a few years ago, over half a decade ago now. And then I went to New York to see him, and they're like, hey, you want to do a photo shoot for this t-shirt company called Methods? And I said, yes. Yeah. I
was DJing. I remember you walking in.
Yeah. So and that's how I met everybody.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Can I grab your boot?
No.
Oh, my hands are chocolatey. I'm doing her pink shirt.
So, yeah. So, do you have, I don't know, do you have a website or you want to?
Yeah, just, I play all types of music. I want to answer his question real quick.
Yeah,
like I said, I got the old school house mix in the background. Do a lot of hip-hop, a lot of drum and bass. Yeah, a lot of hip-hop, but, you know, not really commercial stuff. Not really a pop DJ. So.
You mean you aren't going to hear any mainstream jams when we go to your show?
Once in a while, you might, depending on the crowd, you know, depending on the party, but I try to keep it pretty much on a real musical level and not just like sellout music, you know? But, you know, house music, drum and bass, hip-hop, old classics like funky, soul, and all that stuff.
When people spin that?
I rock all that stuff, you know. Yeah, a little bit of everything. So you can go to, you can just Google DJ FTL and all my stuff will come up. My blog, Facebook, Twitter, all that, YouTube, you know, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, let's talk about your swordfish experience real quick while we're on here.
Oh yeah.
Because you know, I'm vegan, and you are trying to, you're like borderline. Well, you can tell. You got a mouth.
Yeah, I'm a borderline. I'm like a wannabe vegan.
Oh, wannabe vegan.
I'm like a wannabe vegan. I try, you know, it's not always easy, but
it's not like as Howie says, it's a religion. It really is. Like,
yeah, it's hard, but you know, I just, you know, I always try to do something that's gonna benefit me, like health wise, and you know, obviously there's a lot of benefits to being a vegan. So we were talking. Shout out the restaurant we were.
Oh yeah, we were at Grassy's Madre earlier tonight, and I absolutely love them. Yeah. They're local and they make a lot of really cool stuff. I just saw they have ice cream bars actually in Whole Foods. That other bar, like in a really cool container. It was made by Grassy's Madre. They make all their food. They're completely self-sustainable. They also have Gratitude, a restaurant too, and they have their own farm. Most of the vegetables come from their own farm, and then they're all organic and it's sustainable living. Then they send it here to their distribution center where all the food is made there and then shipped out to like their 6 local restaurants. So it's really cool. And then any leftover parts from like making the food and stuff like that go back to the farm and get put back into the land. So it's fully
nothing's wasted.
Yeah, it's really great.
It's great.
And you know, it's just, they're really interesting companies.
Food was excellent, honestly.
Yeah, like, we had to, like, there's always a wait. No matter what time you go there, there's always a wait.
It wasn't that bad, though. It was packed. The place was jammed.
Yeah, and you walk in, and it kind of smells like home when you walk in.
I can see that.
You know, like your mom's in the kitchen cooking.
I like that you can see the kitchen there, too.
Yeah, it's an open kitchen.
Yeah, that was cool.
So while we were eating, we were talking about, like, different animals and stuff, and how if you'd have to kill your own animal to eat it, you know, would you?
Yeah, I don't think most people would, because it's kind of brutal. You know, maybe 200 years ago, 100 years ago, the average person, yeah, not a problem. But nowadays, everything's packaged neatly in plastic and cellophane, put in the shelf, and you don't have to put any thought into it. So you don't think it was ever even alive. because it's not really.
It has no face attached to it anymore.
Exactly. But you know, me personally, I haven't been eating red meat or pork since 1998. But I do eat poultry occasionally and fish.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna put away the ice cream sandwich. Just keep talking.
So we were talking about swordfish and how I used to really like swordfish. And one day, I'm watching, I don't know what it was, something on Discovery Channel or something. And they have a swordfish in the boat. So they catch it, it's squirming, it looks so scared, its face is just got fear all over it, and it knows what's going on. And they cut its throat, and it lets out the most horrible scream. It was like a person dying, and it was just brutal. And I haven't been able to eat swordfish after that.
It's hard once you see like where your food comes from. You know, like my father's a fisherman, and he fishes a lot, like with a big trawler. And I've worked on the boat plenty, you know. And so yeah, like I mean, I've killed tons of fish, but none of them made any noise.
No, yeah, it was, you know, it was eerie.
Like, you know, yeah. So I couldn't imagine, like, if I cut a fish and it yelled back.
Yeah, I never seen that. I didn't even know. I don't even know if I've ever heard a fish make a noise. To be honest with you.
Well, I mean, all animals make noise. I mean, they communicate.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you can't hear it scream necessarily. I never have.
And let's see, what do we have right here? Let's see, what kind of animals does DJ eat? And
answered
we answered that. Let's see. It says animals don't have emotions, don't show this. But swordfish are on the top of the food chain. We shouldn't eat them.
True.
Yeah, and then your chicken story was pretty funny too.
Oh, the chicken story. Yeah, this was interesting. I had a friend from Long Island. He was doing a pig roast. At this time, I was already done. I hadn't eaten pork in a while. And we went to the spot. It was a clean spot, like, to pick up a chicken, right? It wasn't really... They weren't all cooped up on each other, but it wasn't necessarily, like, free range. It wasn't the cleanest looking place.
See, when I think of chicken, I never think about, like, when people go to buy a chicken, like you see in Chinatown and stuff like that, where there's chickens, but, man, when you send your friend out to go get, like, a chicken and they bring back a real chicken...
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. And I saw them, you know, and I saw them getting killed, and actually how they were killing them, they were putting them in, like, a funnel, upside down, and stabbing them in the neck. It was kind of brutal, but I couldn't see the faces, or I couldn't, you know what I mean? So I guess, I don't know.
For a lot of times, if it doesn't have a face, it makes it okay.
Yeah, it was.
Well, not okay, but...
And growing up, you know, being Puerto Rican is like, chicken is like something that you always knew got its head cut off and would keep running around. I heard stories about that, like, from my aunt growing up, like in PR, how, like, chickens would run around with their heads cut off.
I mean, I've heard it as an expression, but I've never seen it.
No, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So, I don't know. It's... Anyway, you know, I tried to keep an open mind, but I still eat chicken. I don't know.
Well, tell about the chicken.
So, yeah, anyway, so the chicken, we brought it home. Well, we brought it to the dude's house. They had a pig roast there, like I said. The chicken was, like, hanging out, being friendly with everybody, looking up at the pig, like, what's going on here? Like, hey, what are you doing? And no one could kill this chicken because he became our friend, and he was like a little pet. Yeah,
they're very social creatures. Like, growing up, I always had interesting animals growing up. My mom was a big believer in, like, if it was an animal and I wanted it, I got it within reason.
That's cool.
That kind of explains Iggy. Like, you guys all know Iggy, my iguana. I've had her since I was 12. But I raised a duck and a rooster from, like, weeks old. We went to, I've lived so many places. I went to a feed store, and they just so happened to be selling, like, chicks and ducks. So I got a rooster and a duck, and, like, when I think about people, like, eating duck or chicken, I mean, I've eaten it in the past, but I'd instantly go back to my pets, and I'd be like, man, why would you want to eat, like, a pet? Because I didn't think of them as food. I thought of them as, you know, my pets. And,
yeah, we don't eat cats and dogs.
Exactly.
And I tell my friends that, you know, really eat a lot of meat. Quite often they'll say something about, you know, like abusing dogs or cats.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but you eat like pigs and cows, and like they're not far off from a dog. I've seen dogs that look like pigs. So,
oh man,
you know,
it's like people get appalled if you eat a dog or a cat, or somebody found out that it was in their food or something, or that they're killing them in different countries and using them for food. But, you know, doing what they do to cows and stuff in slaughterhouses and pigs and...
pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal.
It's insane.
I saw a really bad video the other day, actually. It was, I'm not sure where it was, but it was gruesome. It was like they were bulldozing all these pigs into a hole and burying them alive. I don't know what was going on. I saw it online, and I couldn't really look at it.
Wow.
But
I saw a show on Oprah. Like, Oprah had a thing about going in and how they were somewhat humanely killing the cows and stuff. And, yeah, it was pretty interesting. Like, just to see it, like, after they were done, they're, like, chopping them up with chainsaws and stuff like that. I mean, it was gruesome. Like, I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy.
no.
Let alone my food.
It's true.
You know?
Something to think about.
So how you feeling after your,
Oh, that's not going to do anything to me. I'd have to eat that whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which I might.
Which you might.
When this is done.
Now, you sampled one before you came on. Which one did you sample? Which MJ did you sample?
Oh, I sampled the Obama Reserves.
So how do you feel?
Quite normal, because I smoke all the time.
I was going to say, you don't look stoned.
No, I'm as stoned as I am always, basically.
Awesome. Well, guys, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Shout out Lexi, she's the best. Love this girl.
Shout out to, see, I know you by your real name, so DJ FTML?
FTL.
FTL, I'm bad.
DJ FTL.
DJ FTL.
Which means faster than light. It's originally a dance name.
Okay.
Being that I'm a, B-boy and stuff.
And B-boy.
So,
And shout out to Methods, too, because that's how we met. And if you guys don't know who Methods are, you can find them on Twitter. They make some cool stuff.
Yeah, shout out Methods. Let me shout out my boys Wolf and Pack out in Amsterdam. Shout out Vandal. You know Vandal.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a little thing going on called Motion Graph. It's real cool. If you get a chance, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm working with a bunch of things. So, keep an eye out.
Alright. Yeah, there would be some cool things coming out. So if you want to follow him on Twitter, it is
DJ FTL.